Joyce. How are you?
I'm good.
Today I'm
Rebecca.
talking with Joyce Fench. She's one of the counselors at Shield Bearer Counseling Centers. And today I'd like to talk with you about trends in mental health for youth and teens and children. Mm-hmm. In general, what are some of the things that you see in children today and teens today with regard to mental health? What are some of your concerns, I guess?
So many of them have depression, they have anxiety, they are, they're going through, the parents are going through a divorce, and of course social media and all the problems with social media.
Mm-hmm. There's been a lot of discussion about maybe 3 primary areas of stress points for children, that being social media, overuse of social media, great focus on being perfect, perfectionism, and issues that are going on in the family. So as a counselor, what can you do to help a child be successful and move out of a state of depression and anxiety into a better way of coping?
Well, one of the things I do is I discuss their strengths because I don't want them to focus on their weaknesses. So I like to find out their strengths, and sometimes they have no idea what their strengths are. So I start by saying, well, you came to counseling. Even though you didn't want to come and your parents forced you to come, you still came to counseling.
So a lot of emphasis on exploring self-esteem.
Yes, yes.
That's
definitely the self-esteem, and to let them know that also several other teens and children have a lot of your concerns and depression and anxiety.
There, in recent times, in the past couple of years, teen suicide has been on the rise dramatically, and doctors, psychologists aren't entirely sure why that is happening. But what are maybe some of the warning signs of that, and what can people do, like people in a child's family, do to have an awareness about that particular issue?
One of the things is for the parents to be focused on the child. If there's a change in clothes, change in at school, they're acting out more at school, if lower grades, those are some of the warning signs. Quiet, maybe at one time they were extroverts and now they're real introverts. Those are some of the things to look for, the big things.
Yeah. Depression, anxiety, suicide, ideation, some of that is associated with just being in a family unit.
Right.
So do you recommend that children do therapy with their family, as an approach? Or do you focus primarily on the child that is having the issue? Or is it a combination?
It's a combination, because many times you want to get the parent or parents and the siblings involved, because maybe, let's just say the middle child is having issues, and you want to see how the family is reacting to each other. And you don't want the child that's not doing well to be the scapegoat. You want to make sure, if you're with the whole family, that no one picks on anyone.
Right, exactly. How has have you seen therapy be successful for some of the children that you've worked with before?
Yeah, I had a student. She was, no, I shouldn't say student, a client. Because I was a school counselor for several years.
Okay.
But a client was non-suicidal self-injury.
Yes.
And I worked with her, and again, we worked on strengths. I also got a big piece of bulletin board, and she laid on the floor, and I drew an outline of her, and then she was to use a red marker and put on there all the places that because she cut, not only where she cut or parts of the body that were really hurting her. So she put red marks where she's cut on her wrist, and then she would drew a red mark on her stomach because she was not eating like she should, and when she did eat, she didn't feel good after she ate. So we worked on what time of day she wants to cut, what's happening at the time that she wants to cut. So we worked on that. We worked on her strengths. And after several months, she was so much better that she would, instead of cutting herself, she would like scream in a pillow or write down all her feelings, because I encouraged them to keep a journal of their feelings.
How do you help parents who have children who are dealing with mental health challenges? What do you recommend that parents do?
Like I said earlier, be on the
Yeah.
lookout for changes,
Yeah.
and also be a role model.
Okay.
They, if they cuss and they drink a lot and they smoke marijuana or use illicit drugs, what's a child going to see? They're going to see that, and then they're going to think, oh, my parents do it, it's okay.
There's modeling involved,
Right.
for sure.
And have your children be involved, not overly involved, because I see children these days that are so overly involved, that they don't really have time to do things as a family.
Yeah, I mean, there's the old adage that sitting down to have dinner together
Yes.
is one of the most helpful things to do
Right.
for children and for the whole family.
Right, and don't ask them, how was today?
Right.
They're going to say, okay, or, the same. Just say, what did you really enjoy doing today? Ask them questions like that, where you want more than a yes or no or okay or the usual.
It sounds like therapy with children it takes a big commitment from the parents for that to be successful. A parent really needs to help drive that
Right.
that process.
Right, and the important thing to let the parents know too that what the child tells me is confidential unless they're going to harm themselves, someone else, or if the court subpoenas their records.
Okay.
If they want to know how the session went, I always say fine. I don't, because then I don't have the trust of the child.
And the child knows this so that
Yes.
the child can feel safe in
Yes.
session.
Yes, because I
Okay.
want them to feel safe, that this is a one place that they are safe to tell me what they want to tell me.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing those points. I appreciate your time
You're
today.
welcome. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.